If you had a plane ticket in your hand now, and you could only choose one place, where would you be going? Is the Serengeti just like the Lion King? Does it actually feel that big, or is it crowded with other tourists? Is the Okavango Delta actually a safari, or is it more of a boat trip? Will I still see the big five if I'm in a canoe? And for those who say, I want it all, how hard is it to link the two, the Serengeti and the Okavango?
You're listening to Safari Scoop, where we take you inside the heart of Africa, one story at a time. I am Baraka.
And I am Magreth. Today we are bringing you another quick look into the wildlife moments and magic that makes African safari truly unforgettable. Welcome back to the Safari Scoop. I'm Maggie, and today we are tackling what might be the biggest choice stress question in the world of African travel. It's the heavyweight battle, the Serengeti in Tanzania versus the Okavango Delta in Botswana. Joining me to play matchmaker is the CEO of Good Earth Tours, Baraka. If you had a plane ticket in your hand now, and you could only choose one place, where would you be going?
Maggie, that's like asking me to pick my favorite kid. To be honest, the answer entirely depends on what kind of experiences somebody wants to have. We've been seeing a lot of chatter on Travel Forum lately from people who are genuinely torn between these two. They're iconic, but they could be more different in how they feel once you're actually sitting in the safari vehicle.
Exactly. People are looking for that perfect first-time trip, but they're worried about picking the wrong vibe. So let's dive into the details and help them find their safari style. Let's start with a big one, the Serengeti. A common question we see online is the Serengeti just like the Lion King? Does it actually feel that big, or is it crowded with other tourists? Baraka, how do you manage those expectations?
It is really that big, Maggie. The Serengeti is all about scale. It's the home of the Great Migration, where you have millions of wildebeests and zebras moving as one giant living wave. It's high drama, open horizons, and yes, it's very much that Lion King scenery. If you want to see predator-prey chase across open plains where there's nowhere to hide, this is your place.
What about crowded part? People see photos of 20 safari jeeps around one lion, and they actually get nervous.
That's actually a very fair concern. And that's where the 30 years of Good Earth Tours experience come in. We don't just follow the dust. We know the pockets of the park that stay quiet even during the peak migration season. We prioritize what I call unfenced frontiers, places where wildlife has total right of way and you feel like the only human for miles. We also embrace the road trip magic here. The drive itself, seeing the Maasai herds, and chasing the landscape is a huge part of the education.
Now, let's pivot south to Botswana. The question we see most often here is the Okavango Delta actually a safari? Or is it more of a boat trip? Will I still see the big five if I'm in a canoe?
I love this question. The Delta is the polar opposite of the Serengeti's vast plains. It's all about intimacy and water. Imagine a giant, beautiful labyrinth of lily pads and hidden channels. Instead of just being in a 4x4 vehicle, you're often in a mokoro, which is a traditional dugout canoe. Your guide gently pulls through the water and it's completely silent. No engine noise, just the sound of the reeds brushing the side of the...
That sounds peaceful, but do you lose that wild edge?
Actually, it is more intense because you're at eye level with the wildlife. Seeing an elephant across the channel just a few yards from your canoe is a serene documentary moment come to life. You might see fewer total animals than in the Serengeti, but the sightings feel much more private and more exclusive. It's for the traveler who wants to slow down and feel off the grid in a water paradise.
So now let's get to the litmus test. For the person sitting at home right now with 2 tabs open on their browser, how do they finally click book?
I tell people to look at their energy. If you want the big 5 drama, the massive herds, and that iconic East African culture, go to the Serengeti. It's the bucket list classic for a reason. But if you've already done a traditional safari, or if you really value quiet luxury and slower, more unique place, then Okavango Delta is your winner.
And for those who say, I want it all, how hard is it to link the two, the Serengeti and the Okavango?
It is a little bit of a challenge, but that's why we use our hub strategy. You can't drive between them. So we connect these worlds through a central hub like Nairobi or Addis Ababa. We handle the complex flights, the bush planes, and the timing so it feels like one seamless story. We take the logistics stress away from you so that you can focus on the transition from the golden plains to the blue water.
Well, vast plains or Serengeti waterways, it's clear that both offer a life-changing experience as long as it fits your personality. Baraka, thank you for being our safari matchmaker today.
My pleasure, Maggie. At the end of the day, Good Earth Tours is here to make sure you land on the right horizon. Whether you want the thunder of the migration or the silence of the Delta, we'll make it happen for you.
And thank you to our listeners. If you're ready to see these itineraries for yourself, head over to our website. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share Safari Scoop for more dives into the wild.
Thanks for joining us on a Safari Scoop.
If you enjoyed today's story, follow the podcast for more moments from the wild to vibrant cultures and stunning shores.
Until next time, stay curious,
stay inspired, and keep Africa in your heart.